and welcome back to my channel. I hope your day's going well so far. Today's video is going to be a foundation declutter. I decided to start with my foundations because recently I purchased 2 different foundations. I just felt like I was getting bored of a lot of them and I was just looking for a new finish. I recently got the House Labs foundation, which I demoed in my previous video. Spoiler alert, it is so beautiful. I cannot stop using it. But that made me realize, like, Dana, there's a lot of lonely, neglected foundations in your drawer, so it's time to go through and get rid of like the old, nasty, separated green ones. Another spoiler, actually did really good, a lot better than what I thought. Unfortunately, there was a lot that just needed to be thrown away, which always makes me feel really gross and bad. But I also had a lot of foundations that I'm able to pass along to my mom, my friends, so that's always good news too. Sharing is caring. Also, stay tuned for a cushion foundation roundup. I have 5 different cushion foundations that have been living in my collection that I kind of forgot about. So I decided throughout this week that I would be trying a new cushion foundation every day. And I brought my cup in here on purpose because my friend Laura recently told me about this beverage at Walmart. It's by Clear American or Clearly. No, it's Clearly Canadian, right? Or was it Clear Canadian? That sparkling water back in the day. This one is called Clear American. It's a sparkling water, but the cherry limeade flavor, it's like 0 sugar, 0 caffeine. If you squeeze half of a lime into it over like really crushed up ice, Sonic cherry limeade. It is delish. So I'll go ahead and put a picture of the can right here. I'm pretty sure it's only at Walmart. If I can find the link for it, I'll link it as well, but just look for this little can. Bing. Bing, here at Walmart. I think Laura said it also comes in black cherry. That just sounds meh to me. Cherry limeade is the way to go. Let's get into the declutter. So here's the current state of my foundation drawer. I used to not mind having a ton of different foundations to choose from, but there's a mess over there, okay? I just like pushed it aside, so that's what's happening on over there. Christmas ribbon, paint, stain, whatever. Back to the foundation. For instance, like these Wet n Wild foundations, while it's one of my all-time favorite formulas, I don't need 6 shades of them, even though I'm like, oh, well, my self-tan shade, and then like my winter shade. I have not self-tanned in months, okay? So it's just stupid. Will I probably still keep 1 deep shade to mix? Yes. This is old. There's other foundations in here. For instance, where are you? This guy. This I know is like past its prime, but it doesn't smell weird and I'm so close to being done with it, and it's one of my all-time favorites that I just can't get rid of it when I just used it like yesterday. So this I will finish, but there's other products in here that just needs to go. So let's do it. I thought we would do this by drugstore and then high-end versus different finishes of foundation. I just think it'll be easier for me to go through this way. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Starting off with the brand new Essence Keep Me Covered Long-Lasting Foundation. It's supposed to be both transfer and waterproof. While I'm very flattered that Essence thinks I'm this tan, I'm not. 140 and 150 are just way too deep for me. And let's get real, I have not self-tanned in months. So I'm gonna pass on these 2 and keep the shade 130. I had this years ago. I loved it, and then it got old, plus the shade wasn't right anymore, and I just repurchased this one maybe like a month or so ago. I have mine in the shade Natural Beige M1. Next up, from Physicians Formula, we have the Butter Believe It Foundation and Concealer. What are these shades? We have light to medium and then medium. I need to swatch these quickly because honestly, I don't really remember how I feel about them. I have not worn them in forever. In fact, this one, actually, that looks so separated. Even the oil color in there looks a little janky. So medium is just, I think, gonna get tossed. I do wanna keep this. I will test it next week because I'm actually testing all of my cushion foundations this week. But next week, I'll give this a go. If I end up not liking it, I can always get rid of it. Next up from CoverGirl, this is the Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I actually really like this during the summer months. I would go in and mix it with Auric Glow Lust or Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. As you can see, it is so separated and the tube is actually like puffed up and tight. This one unfortunately just needs to go in the trash. From ColourPop, we have the Pretty Fresh tinted, I think this is like tinted hyaluronic acid tinted moisturizer. I bought this because so many people were raving about it, and then to be completely honest, I forgot about it because it just kind of fell to the back of the drawer, but this actually feels really nice on the skin. I think this is another one that I will test next week. Both of these from LA Girl, I absolutely love. If I have a foundation that's too dark or one that's too yellow, these are great just to mix in. Those are keeps. Next up from L'Oreal, we have the True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I had this forever ago, and then I had actually decluttered it because it was just so to me. I know I have a review on this. What did I compare this to? I think maybe the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint, which I love that stuff. You definitely have to be a fan of something incredibly dewy. But L'Oreal resent this maybe like 2-3 months ago. And to be honest, I just have not picked it up since they sent it. I was like, I'm gonna put it in the drawer and try it again, and I haven't, so this just needs to get passed along. Next up, one of my all-time favorite foundations from the drugstore, not even just drugstore, just favorite foundation in general, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, but in Dewy. I do not like the original finish. Dewy's the way to go. I have been hoarding these shades saying like, oh, well, if I need like a summer shade and a spring shade. No, the only two shades I really ever reach for are Buff Bisque and then Soft Beige. So I'm gonna keep both of those, and then honestly, I know one of these just stinks now. Whenever this formula expires, it has a very specific, like strong paint smell. It's gross. Unfortunately, I think all three of these are old. Both of these are repurchases. Like I've gone through an entire bottle and repurchased again, but I know these just unfortunately need to go in the trash. Another one that I know is incredibly old is the Collab Bright Spark Radiant Foundation. The finish of this was actually so pretty. You can get this from Sally Beauty Supply, but it is ancient. It smells so bad. This is another one that is old, the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. I actually really did enjoy this. As you can tell, I was more than halfway through with it, but it's just way past its prime. I mean, there's other products that I keep that I know are a little bit old, but they still smell okay, but this one almost has like a weird green tinge to it. If you are looking for something that's long wear that has great coverage from the drugstore, this one is a really nice formula. Clearly, the Maybelline Dream Urban cover is also very old. I don't even remember how I felt about this, but that just looks awful. That needs to go in the trash. The Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, I absolutely love. I did an entire video of my favorite tinted hydrators, tinted moisturizers. I'll go ahead and link it right here. Wow, this one I absolutely love, especially for the price point. To me, this performs like a high-end tinted moisturizer. It is so pretty. This, however, absolutely sucked. It just didn't do anything for me. It went on my face way more matte than I thought. It says satin finish, but it looked cakey on my skin. It's not old, so it's something that I can pass along to a friend or family member, but unfortunately, it just did not work out for me. The Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation, this is pretty, but this has separated, and just like the L'Oreal one, kind of has a green tint to it. I'm pretty sure I have a review of this foundation as well as a majority of these others, so this one is just one that needs to be trashed. This is a foundation that actually took me by surprise. I'm pretty sure this is only like $6 from e.l.f. The Flawless Satin Foundation, I have mine in the shade 300 Sand. I'll be keeping that. And then finally from AOA Studio, like Shop Miss A, all the super affordable like $1 to $3 makeup. This is the Vita Glow Tinted Moisturizer. This is truly like a tinted moisturizer. There's pretty much zero coverage, but I got these in slightly deeper shades, medium and tan. And what I like to use these for is kind of the way that people use the Drunk Elephant Bronzy Drops. I've never owned those. I've had like Lumi Glotion and whatnot. This isn't as glowy as those products, but you know the way that those two other products just kind of give you a little bit of a bronze tint? That's what I use these for. It just gives me this perfect bit of glow, but it's sheer. See what I mean? Like there's a little bit of this bronzy tint, but it's still very see-through and glass-like. So both of these will be keeps. Plus I just really like mixing in the medium one into any foundation that I feel like needs to be a little bit juicier. Next up, I have 5 K-Beauty Cushion Foundations. I'm actually keeping all of these because this week I'm testing a cushion foundation every day. This is one of my all-time favorites, the Moonshot Micro Correct Fit Cushion. I absolutely love this, but I kind of completely forgot about what the other 4 look like on my face. So I was like, what a great time to just kind of test them, and whatever doesn't work out, I can just declutter from there. So all 5 of these I'm keeping for research purposes as of right now. So stay tuned for that video. All right, moving on to the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer in Oil Free. I have mine in the shade 2N1. I go back and forth with this product. If I could only pick between this and this, I would go with the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This is that good, I'm telling you. If you're just looking for a great moisturizing tinted hydrator with a pretty finish, this is just my all-time favorite, but every now and then I still like to reach for this, so I am going to keep that. This one is in 3W1 Bisque. Actually, you know what? I do like mixing both of those shades together, so I am going to keep both. Next up, we have the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I have mine in the shade 320 Pine. I was honestly a little let down by this foundation, but it's my own fault. I was supposed to get the Radiant version. Clearly, I've still put a huge dent in it. I am going to finish it. I love this whenever I mix Glow Lust, but it's not a foundation that I really love on its own ever. Like, I always mix something into it. So I am going to finish it, but I do still really want to try the Radiant version because apparently that's the one that's amazing. And I just messed up and bought the wrong one. We have several It Cosmetics CC creams in here. I just absolutely adore this product. If I could only pick one finish, it would easily be the CC Plus Illumination. I love this. I've gone back to this for years and years. It's amazing. However, I don't need to keep all of these in the original. Oh, is that just because it's been sitting, or has it like separate? Well, no, because I want to say this is a newer tube. Okay, no, there's not oil. It's just because it's sitting down like that. We have medium, light medium, medium. This one I know is freaking ancient. That just needs to go in the trash. Then I have two here in light medium. I don't need to keep both though. And I don't know, this medium one kind of looks funky too. I want to say it is the mediums that are old. So unfortunately, those have to go in the trash. I'm going to keep one of these and then give the other to my mom because this is one of her all-time favorites as well. This I've been keeping, but I don't really love this. The longevity is just completely different than the other It Cosmetics CC Plus. I don't know why. Both the original, like in the silver packaging, and the Illumination are way more long wearing than the Nude Glow. This is really pretty on, but it fades so much faster than any other foundation in my collection. But I know my mom liked it, so I'll give it to her. Okay, this made it through the last declutter and I have not been using it since, and you can just see this one looks grimy and nasty. This is actually a really pretty foundation. I actually prefer the powders much more than the foundation. I know I have a review of this as well. Unfortunately, I just didn't use it enough. It was way more coverage than what I typically use. So as you can see, this is way past its expiration date. Oh, we do have another drugstore product in here. This is from Makeup Revolution, the Super Dewy Skin Tint. This is another one that I actually really like. This one is in the shade Medium Light. We'll be keeping that. Several K-Beauty BB creams, the Misha Perfect Cover BB cream in number 27. Love this. I have two of the Purita ones. This is their older packaging. It is very old now. I tried squeezing out a little bit the other day. Both of these I do love though. This is, I think, shade 27. Yeah, Sand Beige. And then this is 23, Natural Beige. These provide great medium, just healthy looking coverage. This one needs to go in the trash. This I will be keeping. The packaging is filthy, but if you're looking for a great everyday wear sort of foundation or BB cream, this is it. It just looks so healthy on the skin. A high-end product that I really do love is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This had very mixed reviews. I don't really feel like anyone thought it was just okay. They either loved it or they hated it. I personally loved it. I have mine in the shade 5 Neutral. I know I have a video of this as well. I'm actually not in love with a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products. I never purchased the contour one, but I tried it at a friend's the other day and I was like, wow, I have so many other liquid and cream bronzers that are miles better. Same with her eyeshadow palettes. I've decluttered 2 of her palettes before. They weren't bad by any means, but I just felt like they were okay. Like the product is not equivalent to the price point in my opinion, but this foundation is really nice. I've been holding on to this. I said I was going to make myself use it more, so I allowed myself to keep it, but I have not touched it really. Maybe 2 or 3 times since the last time I decluttered, and it was already old then, so it is time to just get rid of it now. Then we have Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is a great like event sort of foundation if you need something to stay locked and loaded all day long with great coverage. This is it. The shade is actually a little bit light for me, but I just go in and mix it with other products. I have mine in the shade 2N1. I've also been holding on to 2N2, but I opened this the other day and it just smelled awful, like dirty old dish rag. So that's going to be put in the trash. From Laura Mercier, this used to be one of my all-time favorite foundations. Like I wore this for almost like a year straight. This though is one of the very original bottles I got in the shade 2W 1.5, and as you can see, it is just nasty and extra separated and gross. A foundation that I do go back and forth with though is from Lancome. This is the Tint Idole Ultra Wear. I have mine in the shade 360 Bisque Neutral. This is one that I do have to play with a bit. I never really just like it on its own. I always find that I have to add something to just make it a little bit dewier, but whenever I do that, I do love the finish of it. Speaking of dewy, VDL Perfect Lasting Foundation. This is one of my all-time favorite K-Beauty primers and foundations. It is so beautiful. Next up from IT Cosmetics, Your Skin But Better Foundation. This is one that I do revisit quite often. I'll be keeping that. Two from NARS. These are the light reflecting foundations, and I kind of have to go in and mix both of them. Right now, I know 3.5 is too dark, but that's typically the shade that I do use. So I'll be keeping both of those. I have been looking for you. This is the Kat Von D Gel Contour. Wow, that needs to be wiped down. I love this stuff. All right, I purchased this whenever it first released. And while I liked it, I just kind of forgot about it. And then whenever I went back to use it again, there were just other formulas that I preferred. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I'll just sniff this. If this is still, no. Ugh. That one just needs to go. Then we have several K-Beauty foundations. I'm pretty sure this one is so light, but just the name sounded amazing. Honey Glow, what is that? Ceridation? Glowing and moisturizing. I don't even remember this one. What the heck? Yeah, it is so light though. Like, what was I thinking? Ugh, that's a bummer. This, I'm pretty sure, is still good. One thing I love is that K-Beauty products always put the expiration date. This one actually is good until 2024. Okay, I need to go find one of my pale friends and give this to her. Then we have this one from Heda. This is actually really pretty, but it is a little bit light, but I can still go in and mix things, and I'm pretty sure this is good till, let's see, 2023. Yeah, gonna keep that one. This unfortunately did not work out for me, from Holika Holika, the Hardcover Glow Foundation. Honestly, I don't remember what about it I disliked, but it is expired, so that needs to go in the trash. Then we have this one from Moonshot. I love the Microfit cushion, so I thought I would love the foundation, but the foundation I felt like was way matte compared to how the cushion is. So I can give that one to a friend. Then we have this one. This is the Pro Taylor Foundation. I thought I would love this more, but I do actually really like this whenever I mix it with other products. So we'll keep that. I got this during the most recent Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. It looks extra gnarly, and I really do like it. The Smashbox Halo Glow. That's a keep. The Danessa Myricks Vision Cream Cover. While this is a really pretty foundation, it is a lot on its own, like way more coverage than what I would need. I think I am going to get rid of that. This is a MAC Strobe body cream. The Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation. I know this is so old. Ew, look at that. I loved it for vacation, but it just needs to be trashed. A travel of the NARS Natural Radiant. Wait, this is the light reflecting, right? Yeah, and then this is the Natural Radiant Foundation. I'm gonna keep that. The Merit Foundation Stick, I'm a fan. This was another like tinted moisturizer. It's a K-Beauty brand, and it is still good. I have not used this in such a long time. I have nothing against it, but one of my friends was actually just looking for a tinted moisturizer for her teen daughters. It's perfect for her. And then we are down to our last few, the Beauty Pie Everyday Great Skin Foundation. I liked this when I first started using it, but I have not used it in such a long time to where I know I probably won't get back to it anytime soon. So I do think I'm going to declutter that. And finally, we have an AOA Buildable Satin Foundation. I have not reached for this in like months and months. Ew. The top is extra crusty. I feel like that just needs to be trashed. And then a travel of the Lancome Foundation. I actually do reach for this one quite often whenever I do mix in, so I will be keeping that. All right, so I'm putting all my foundations away now, and I realized I forgot to show you my two newest additions, the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I have not been able to put this one down. I have mine in the shade 210, and then I also purchased the Makeup by Mario Foundation in 11N. While I do really like this, if I could go back, I would rather just get 2 shades of this than have both of these. This finish, the way it feels on my face, everything about it, I just prefer so much more than the Makeup by Mario, to where this just seems like an average foundation now that I have the Haus Labs one. It's just everything about this foundation I absolutely adore. This right here is everything that just has to be trashed. They are just way past their prime. They're separated, they're smelly, they're gross. I just wouldn't want anyone to put those on their face. And then down here, let's push this up, is everything that I can pass on to friends and family members. I know my mom will be so excited about this CC cream. I actually really want her to try the True Match nude product too. I feel like that will be something right up her alley. I hate seeing how much that went to waste. Ugh, I know, it's shameful. But I'm excited for these to all go to new homes where they will be loved and appreciated. So here are all the foundations that I will be keeping. Obviously, I am working on that cushion foundation video, so a few of those are over on my vanity. I really wish that these could sit upright, but most of them are too tall to where I can't close a drawer. Also, I already have an update. I realized after when I decluttered, I had kept the wrong ones. These ones are old, and then these are the correct ones that I had repurchased. I realized after seeing the new stickers, because yeah, these were new years ago. So that's an old one that I decided to get rid of, as well as this. I ended up trying this earlier on in the week, well, I guess last week, and it just wasn't how I remembered. So I'm just getting rid of this now. That way it won't take up space. Besides that, this just looks so much more doable. Thanks so much for hanging out today. Let me know some of your favorite foundations, what you agreed with, disagreed with throughout my declutter. Always love to hear from you. And that's about it. If you want to see more of me, you can always find me over on Instagram and on TikTok. And that is it for today. So have a good one. And why am I just picking up stuff? Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.